Welcome into Clear Picture Financial. Your host is Jason Noble. You can find him at Prime Capital Investment Advisors, fiduciary advisor, FINRA Series 66 securities registration. He holds that. Certified financial planner, retirement income certified professional, and 18 years in the financial arena helping his clients get ready for their retirement. I'm Morgan Patrick, consumer advocate. Each and every week here on Clear Picture Financial, well, we talk retirement. We also give you an opportunity to get on the calendar at Prime Capital Investment Advisors. No cost, no obligation, and simply no pressure. Well, great to see you again, Jason. Looking forward to getting into this conversation when it comes to retirement. And you teased it, so let's go. 2022 J.D. Power U.S. Retirement Plan Digital Experience Study exploring shocking pitfalls that come from utilizing the resources of the digital age when planning for retirement. Now, the stats break down just how the digital world poses a big threat to your financial future. Yes, it's convenient, but man, I tell you, there can be a lot of potholes on the way to retirement. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And folks that choose to forego the option of enlisting the help of a financial professional are being met with significant challenges, with only 37% of investors saying they can manage their accounts digitally without contacting customer service.
I mean, think about this, folks. I mean, that's 37%, and they're kind of going out there by themselves. That leaves you with 53%. That are trying to do this, and they're going to need help. And of those 37% that start out doing it themselves, there's a good chance, a percentage, are going to need some kind of guidance, some kind of retirement coach. What are you seeing, in your general area as far as the digital and what people are doing? Yes, it is convenient, but it can be very confusing.
It can, and there's so many tools and resources available for those who want to go at this on their own. They could go use these calculators online, but they have to be able to combine all that information and make it cohesive for their own financial plan. And where do they find the time, right? This is where I'm getting to, Morgan. It's like there's studies that were shown that more than 20% of Americans spend more time planning their vacations than managing their own money, while another 34% said they spend about the same amount of time on both. With all the obligations that people have nowadays to their spouses, children, jobs, friends, and not to mention their own interests, this is becoming a very challenging for the majority of people, especially in this market environment.
Yeah, I was going to say, right now, I'm sure that the contacts that are coming in and they're talking to you, and these may be current clients, these may be potential clients. These are radio listeners. They're watching your YouTube channel. They're doing all of these things. How do you talk them off the ledge? Because it is like drinking from a fire hose. If you're getting everything that everybody's talking about all at once, how do you talk them off the ledge?
Well, it's really around how are they processing the information and relating it to them specifically. Mm-hmm. So I did have someone that came in from the radio show that took up one of the 10 spots, which was awesome. We had a great conversation, but they thought that something that I said for someone else's financial plan during the Q&A applied to them around Social Security claiming. However, when we did the clear picture analysis, what we found was for their specific situation, they did not need to go down the path that I answered to someone else. They actually need to go down a separate path, their own path. It's putting those puzzle pieces together, right, Morgan? We talk about these puzzle pieces. It's also that we can provide that clear picture to their financial future. So, it does make sure that I want to say, when I'm talking in the general things, that it is going to have to be more specific when we go into a very specific one-on-one conversation. So that's how I talk people off the ledge. But then also, this happened, I want to say about a week and a half ago, where I had this awesome couple come in, we're meeting, and he had an Excel spreadsheet that was second to none.
Wow.
Engineer at Boeing. This guy knows how to work an Excel spreadsheet. Let me tell you, I was so impressed. I got to figure out how to hire him to help me with some of my. But here's the thing. He had all sorts of data into this thing. What he did not have was inflation. So by using the tools and resources that I have at my disposal, right? And some of these tools and resources I have, I pay $750 plus per month. And it's because I know how to use the tools, right? And spend that kind of money to have those tools available to me. We incorporated the inflation numbers into the financial plan, and he ran out of money 17 years before he expected on his Excel spreadsheet. This is devastating, absolutely devastating, because he was 3 years away from retirement and we needed to put him out another 8. That was a tough conversation to have. But then I showed him some ways that we could offset taxes by doing some Roth conversions and looking at some other aspects for him to save a little bit more money. And now we're looking at retiring in 4 years. But without factoring inflation, not only inflation, but the cost of healthcare costs going up as well. Those two factors had a significant impact on this gentleman's plan. But I got to give him credit. He did a ton of time, energy, and effort. But that one factor that was miscalculated had a dramatic impact on what his outlook was going to look like. I'm glad he came into me so we could have that conversation and put him on the right course.
Well, I think he brought up it's an excellent point. I mean, we do the question and answer, and we get into so many different topics. And we try to say it in the middle of question and answer that you might be going through something similar, but it's not exactly what you're going through. So make sure that your plan is custom to you. And I think it's fantastic. Again, as an example, that you had somebody come in that's an engineer that has this incredible spreadsheet and has thought about everything and thought it had everything in the spreadsheet. And then that one thing, that inflation factor, it's a big stumbling block. So that's something that's coming from somebody that thought they thought of everything. So when you are planning for retirement, when you work with a professional that has been down this road many times with clients, and you're not going to have a plan that went to your friend down the street. I mean, this is going to be custom to you. So the opportunity to get on the calendar with Jason Noble at Prime Capital Investment Advisors and have this type of conversation, to have this individual, map at least started. You're walking down that path. I mean, that's that ease of mind we talk about so much, Jason. And, the next question, talking about the better solution, we're kind of already halfway down that conversation. The better solution is to meet, to talk about goals, and then you create that plan to get them there.
That's right. And this is such a very personalized decision. Now, if the investor has time, energy, interest, and experience to do this on their own, and I'm not just talking about time, energy, and interest and experience on investing. No, transitioning to retirement, handling healthcare decisions, Medicare, Social Security claiming strategies, cash flow, estate planning, tax planning, long-term care plan. Oh my gosh, I'm getting winded here, right? This is all the things that are on their plate. And there is a really interesting study that came out from Aon Hewitt, where it shows that a professionally managed account outperforms non-managed accounts by 3.32%. Now, someone that has $250,000 at age 45, retiring at 65 with a 6% return, will have about $802,000 in their portfolio. However, working with a qualified professional, the same account could have grown to $1.4 million. That's an increase of $600,000. These numbers can have big impacts over time. The biggest doors rely on the smallest hinges. So small tweaks and adjustments here and there could have lasting impacts over the course of the retirement plan.
Well, and again, these are individual stories, and your story is going to be unique to you. And I'm talking directly to our viewers and our listeners. When it comes to your retirement plan, having these conversations, we understand, look, it's the digital age. There's all this at your fingertips. They're robo-advisors, and you can click stuff in and you can get some advice. But having someone, flesh and bone, working through your plan with you every step of the way and keeping that communication line open, that's what planning is. That's working with a fiduciary. And Jason, I know that you pride yourself in having that constant contact, with your clients to make sure that, they're comfortable with where they are, but more importantly, they have that plan to get them where they want to be.
Having a constant contact is so important. It's having that regularly scheduled appointment so that we could talk about any changes that happened in their financial plan since we last met, any major life decisions that are coming up so we could put a plan towards it, right? There's things that we plan towards and there's things that happen to us. So things that happen to us, we got to be in communication. But not only that, they could listen. My clients, they listen to my radio show. I love that they do that. That's wonderful. I get text messages and emails from them saying I really resonated with this section or whatever the case may be, which was awesome to see. But then they also get a monthly newsletter. They get access to our YouTube channel. We're connected on Facebook. So it's staying connected when we're not in a meeting. So they can see what's on my mind and the things that I'm addressing, even when we're not sitting across the table from each other. And I think that is so important. And I come into the office on a Monday and I go to Casey Kane. Everyone that knows Casey, she puts a smile on everyone's face. Mm-hmm. I reach out, I go to her in a Monday morning meeting. I go, I need to talk to these 7 people. How did those 7 people come in my mind over the weekend was a conversation with my wife, or I was at an event with my son for a soccer game, and they popped in my head. Why did they pop in my head? It was just, they were on my mind. And I believe that they're on my mind, they need to speak to me. And I can't tell you how many times, just that random quick 30-minute call, hey, you were on my mind this weekend, just want to see how everything's going. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that you called. Right. We just found out that we're having our first grandchild, right?
Oh,
it's
wow.
like, okay, now we can celebrate that. And we could go, okay, is there any consideration of helping them with their college planning? Think about that. Speaking about the financial advisor and planner, thinking about something that way, right?
Yeah, I totally get it. I mean, it's spontaneous, and you're thinking about your clients. Now we've got an opportunity to get on the calendar with you, Jason. We have 10 positions for the upcoming week. What's going to happen for these 10 callers?
Yeah, if you're one of the next 10 callers, we're going to custom design a clear picture analysis financial review that will indicate if you're in need of a full-blown wealth plan. We will refresh your financial plan, especially with all the changes that we're seeing in today's market and economy. We will use a risk-first approach to help you protect your money and optimize your portfolio. We'll also look at providing tax optimization to see if there's ways that we could put more money in your pocket and Uncle Sam's. And last but not least, we'll evaluate your estate plan. This is so important. Listeners, we want to put a peace of mind to your retirement plan for the rest of your life, providing that clear picture to your financial future. This is complimentary for the next 10 callers. Morgan, how can they reach out to schedule these conversations?
We got 2 easy ways to do it. You can call this phone number, 800-948-1216. That's 800-948-1216. Or you can text NOBLE to 600-700. That's NOBLE to 600-700. Again, this is your opportunity. No cost, no obligation, and again, no pressure. 800-948-1216 or text NOBLE to 600-700. We're back on the other side with more Retirement Talk.